Morning. Contrary to what the government tells you, it is in fact Friday. They want to change everything else. Why wouldn't they change the days of the week? Anyway, that's enough of my political bullshit views. So working on this heater box. I've already made 10 minutes of progress. I thought I'd just start off with this. Today is just going to be progress updates. So I have made corners a different way this time. I don't know if we get in real close, will it focus? What I did was groove it with my grinder on the inside this time. And then I took my 36 wheel and I did a 45 on each edge. So now, although I bled through right here, right there. Here's a better example, but that gives you a nice crisp corner. I think you can do a little curve with it, but it's going to make the sheet metal all wonky. So the straighter the line, the easier it is to do. This wobbly piece inside of here that looks like somebody from an amusement park designed it. I have now decided I'm going to, where are we, trim it off right here. Which I should have done before I welded this on, but hindsight's, what did I say, 40-60? And then all I have to do is, because this here is outside air going into the AC housing, I'm going to cut a hole here, which is then going to be ducted from somewhere else over here. That's where the air is coming from. And I'm just gonna arc a panel into here. You know, a 2-inch wide hole, 2 of them hole sawed with a slot. And yeah, I should be able to make a duct. And the more I think about it, the weirder it gets. So yeah, here we are. I went and bought some Walter grinding sanding discs yesterday. You might have seen me with the corded grinder. Cool cuts. I've had such a struggle with cleaning up welds. I wouldn't say these are the best performing thing to use, but price-wise, they last the longest. So yes, they do knock the welds off quite nicely. I just started a little bit because I had an overlap here, and it only took a couple minutes. I still got to trim everything up, but I'm in the process. So once that's done and that other junk is cut out, right now I'm gonna, I wanted to do that, so I might as well do it with you guys watching. I want to sand the bag. I need some gravity. I want to see how the heater housing fits, because by now I'm sure I've screwed something up. Okay, so I line up my holes. I just got to trim the foam in there, but you can see the holes line up. I want to make sure I can get at this and service it. So from here is the firewall, and this is what extends into the passenger compartment. I think that's less than the depth of the dash. And the more to the center I get it, the happier I'll be. See what I can do with that grainness. Maybe a little scuff in a paint job. And as far as the ducting goes, I'm just going to make a panel that comes over this. And then I can take my pipes. I'm going to probably put a 90 here just to blow into the passenger compartment, and then off to the defrosters. I don't even know what it has. That's a future me problem. Anyway, I'm very satisfied with how that fits. The outside piece is fine. The only concern I have now is, did I make it too deep? Will it fit behind the engine? Because it has to go, basically those two tubes sticking out go right at the rear of the engine block. They're just adjacent to it. So as long as I can get my lines on. So that'll be the next fit. Cut the hole. We'll line it up with those on, with this off, then cut the hole. And I think the hole in the firewall, I'm gonna make a 90-degree flange that this sits on. Oh, that's gonna be an exercise in frustration. That's it. I'll figure it out though. So that's where we are so far this morning. Be back in a bit. Well, almost 3 hours later, and this is what I'm up to. I trimmed out all the junk, I flattened it, so there's spot welds there, and it seemed kind of flimsy, so I put a few tacks around there, and I bored out my holes. I'm gonna cut across here and across here. It's 2 1/4, so if need be, I can work a piece of exhaust pipe, or 2 pieces. What I would do then is take an exhaust pipe curve, cut it in half, and then weld sheet metal across. So I've got the bulk of that pipe. If you can understand, it would be an oblong pipe then. So that box is tacked in. I'm just going to seam seal it. What else? As you can see, it's been trimmed. This is the engine bay side. Coat of paint. Whatever. It is a rat rod after all. It's going to have air conditioning. So who can argue with that? So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to spray some rust stuff in that, let it seep into that groove. Seam seal that, seam seal that. I don't think I'm going to seam seal the rest of it, because I doubt it's going to leak at any given time. So next will be clean up the mess, bring in the Chevy Baker, and start flanging this thing up. I hope this isn't a waste of time. All right, so 10 o'clock, now it's cleanup time. I can seam seal that, and while it's curing, I can clean up my mess and carry on. So maybe I'll bring you around tomorrow while I'm working on this. Depends what tomorrow brings, who knows. Anyway, as always, I'd like to thank you both for watching. And again, we got a lot done today. Not bad for 10:30, so I'm due for coffee. See you tomorrow.